Welcome to another edition of James Martell's Coffee Talk, where James, successful publisher, speaker, and author of Online Success for Non-Techies, talks frankly and openly with experts from within the internet marketing industry about strategies and techniques you can use to develop a successful online presence for your personal or corporate brand. Here's your host, James Martell.
Good afternoon. Is this Linda Woods?
It sure is.
Linda, it's James Martell here.
Hi, James.
How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Well, it's good to have you on the call. It's
thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure to speak with you. I know I was just sitting here trying to figure out when it was that I first met you. I think it was probably at Commission Junction University a few years ago now.
I'm thinking so. I'm thinking that's probably when we met in person.
And I know we've had a chance to chat. I know you're located in beautiful Santa Barbara, California.
Yes, which is finally sunny after months of rain and fog.
Oh, is it now?
We aren't used to that kind of weather. I know you are, but we aren't.
Yeah, well, we're finally coming out the other end of it ourselves. So we're time of this call, we're coming up to the end of May. So our leaves are in full bloom, and it's nice to see summer coming. And we've had a couple of hot days, so I'm sure you're probably very similar to that.
Yeah, it's looking beautiful here.
So thanks for coming on the call. It's essentially the way I'd like to organize this is just that we have a conversation. I know that you've got a very exciting business that our listeners would love to hear about and have you explain, because I know you've got a little bit of a different twist on things. As you know, we've got large numbers of students who are affiliates and who are learning how to make money in this emerging industry, and that some of them are brand new, others are they've been around for 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, and then we got quite a number of veterans who are old timers, almost like myself, who've been around for a long time. So to have a chance to chat with you and how you run your business, I've actually had an opportunity to watch you grow your business quite a bit, because I noticed, and I run into you at all these events. So I see, well, 1 year you're down there, it's just you, and then the next year that you've got a few people, and then the last event I ran into you sponsored the chocolate party at the Wynn Hotel in Las Vegas, where I don't know how many hundreds of people that were in there, but what a spectacular event you threw for all of us. So it's been really exciting to see how your business has developed, and I know my listeners would just love to hear. Maybe if you could share with us how you got started, tell us a little bit about your company, and then we'll just take it from there. Okay,
sounds good. I got started way back in the early days of the internet, like a lot of us did. In '97, I was married at the time to a guy who had a degree in programming.
Yeah.
And we got together and thought, what is this World Wide Web thing? Maybe doing websites would be a good idea. And I had no idea what it was all about at the time. But we formed a little company, and he did the programming and design, and I did sales and marketing. And so back in '97, '98, that was a pretty good little business, because I just walk into a business and say, "Hey, you want a website?" And they go, "Yeah." So that was pretty good. But we really had no idea what we were doing. And although we obviously did the websites and put them up, what we found was our clients were coming back to us saying, "But nobody's coming to my website."
Yes.
So I took it upon myself to figure out how to do that. Well, how do you, in fact, get traffic to a website? And that really became my lifelong passion, was this idea of getting traffic. So that went on for a while. The relationship split up, though, and I moved back to Santa Barbara, which had been my home for years, and I got a job with the then startup company Commission Junction.
Wow! Back at the beginning, huh?
They were a brand new company. I went to work for them in I guess it was about mid '99, and got the job as the affiliate manager. Basically, my job was to get affiliates. And that went really well. The company grew very quickly, and now, of course, is a major force in the industry. I left there after about a year because my passion really was about teaching people how to do this thing called affiliate marketing.
Yes.
And I was a little frustrated with CJ because back in those days, they provided this fantastic platform, but they really weren't helping either merchants or affiliates understand how it worked, how to become successful at it.
What year would that have been? How far back were we
I
talking?
left in May 2000.
So this is really early on in the whole CJ evolution. So how big was the company at that point?
At that point in time, they probably had around 400 merchants.
Okay.
There was probably a couple 100,000 affiliates, and we had just started CJU, which was actually my idea. I get to take credit for that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's an amazing event, and it's one I talk about on the Affiliate Buzz a lot, so way to go. It's actually my favorite industry event.
It was my idea way back when because of this passion I had for, look, because CJ's model, of course, is taking a percentage per transaction.
Yeah.
So my thought all along was, look, people, if sales are low, there aren't enough transactions, this business model is never going to work.
That's right.
So you have to be able to teach merchants how to support affiliates better, and you have to teach affiliates how to make more sales. Otherwise, this entire model fails for everyone.
That's right, including CJ and everybody in the middle.
Exactly. So I felt like they weren't really doing enough on that tack, and it was my passion anyway. So I went out on my own, and I formed a consulting company called Affiliate Goddess.
Okay.
And a lot of people still know me as that.
Yes.
And so that was still the sort of the big years for internet marketing in 2000, 2001, where I was flying all over the country, all expenses paid, teaching merchants really how to do affiliate marketing. It was a pretty new thing. It was a pretty hot thing back then, and so I was really passionate about merchants doing it right.
Yes.
Then, of course, the dot bomb came along, the first thing to go were budgets for consultants flying into companies to teach them how to do something.
It's a good thing that you bring up that. I mean, the good old .com crash, I was around for it, and I know all of us that were back, involved back in those days. We all have stories around it. So it was a very interesting time. So as you were flying around, all of a sudden this had happened. So how did it affect you?
Well, I was worried about paying the rent for a little while.
Yeah.
But basically then what I did was I had by then established a reputation for myself, and I went to work as a consultant for Cowabunga in those days. So Cowabunga basically put me on a full-time retainer. I was not an employee, but I was essentially charged with helping them with business development. At that time, they were primarily selling my affiliate program software to mom-and-pop operations, and they really wanted to sell it to larger, more substantial e-commerce players. And so I assisted in that process. So
just so I have this clear, so at that point, Cowabunga, they had a software package that website owners could install.
Yeah, tracking. It was still an ASP. It was a web-based model, but it was a licensed software as opposed to a network like CJ.
Okay, so just so we have this clear, so it's just for the new listeners. So somebody that comes along that has a website that maybe has a shopping cart and is selling products back then, who wanted to start their own affiliate program, they could go with a company like Commission Junction, which was a network,
which was very expensive for a smaller e-commerce company.
Yes. Or they could choose to go with a company such as Cowabunga that provided the third-party tracking.
Right. They have a product called My Affiliate Program. It's still in existence today. It's very good.
Yeah.
You license it on a monthly basis. You can brand it to your own look and feel, and voila, you have an affiliate program with tracking, statistics, a login, and all of that.
Great. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I helped them, and during that time is when this idea came to me. Wait a second. It's, most companies don't understand how to run affiliate programs. Maybe what we should be doing is managing affiliate programs for them. So that's when I started. I put that together for Cowabunga. They called it Team Affiliate, and actually outsourced affiliate management was born.
Okay.
Nobody was doing it at the time.
And how does that work?
so what that meant was that companies, and I'm going back a bit, so companies that were using Cowabunga's software to have an affiliate program could now purchase our management services so that they would, in essence, be getting an affiliate manager to run that channel. So the affiliate manager then, instead of hiring someone in-house to have that job, they would hire our outsourced services, and we would recruit and, answer emails and motivate affiliates and get them the kinds of things that they want on a monthly basis.
That's great.
So this is a huge success.
So when would that have been?
So that was about 2002, I'm going to say.
Okay.
Yeah, the end of 2002.
Which is about 100 years ago on the net.
Yeah, long time ago.
You bet.
Well, it was very successful for a period of months. So much so that I went to the CEO and said, "I'd like more money to do this new division of yours."
And what happened then?
We had a difference of opinion about what the compensation would be. And so we parted ways amicably. I'm happy to say Todd Farmer is still the CEO of Cowabunga, and we're still friendly.
You bet.
And but I left, and I went out on my own, and that was early 2003, and started PartnerCentric. And so what I did was I got together, I just started with one good affiliate manager, and then I started getting some accounts. And going to companies and saying, gee, you have an affiliate program, let us help you do it better, or why don't you start an affiliate program and, you can hire us instead of hiring someone in-house, and, we'll help you grow it.
And outsourcing these days, as most people are aware, is the way a lot of companies are going.
I think they're very familiar with it, because now we've been doing it for 3 years, and let me just tell you some of our growth statistics, because it still surprises me. So we started 3 years ago. And I had one manager, and we had a handful of accounts, and now we are managing 50 programs.
Wow.
Across virtually every type of vertical across the U.S. and Canada, and I employ 30 different affiliate managers, other management executives, and support people across the U.S., Canada, and Thailand.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Our revenues have grown approximately 200 to 300% per year since our inception, and we'll double again in 2006.
Now that's a very, very exciting success story to hear about, and one that listeners would probably really be happy to hear as well. And one of the reasons I wanted to get you just to kind of share all this information with the students and with listeners to this show is, in reality, a lot of guys, or a lot of people, as they come into the industry, they don't really have nobody's out there teaching people the context of how everything fits together. Mm-hmm. So to hear how your business has grown from an outsourcing point of view, so that's really something that you've created.
Yeah. An
idea that you came up with. So you're sitting back, you're looking at the networks, and the networks have their role, mm-hmm. and then you're looking at the merchants, and you're looking at the affiliates, and you decide, there's room here, big time.
Mm-hmm. Well, we feel the need, James. Here's how I like to describe it. Telephones in a company don't make sales. It's the salesperson who picks up the telephone and calls a prospect that actually makes the sale, and they use the telephone technology in order to enable that. Isn't that correct?
That's correct.
So the way I see it is that tracking technology, whether it's a network like CJ or Linkshare, or whether it's a licensed version like Cowabunga's My Affiliate program or Direct Tracks program, which is very, very good, it doesn't really matter. The tracking platform doesn't make the sale. It's the affiliate working with a quote-unquote sales manager, who in this case is called an affiliate manager, that form a relationship that makes sales for the company. And the tracking platform enables that to take place.
Absolutely.
So that's where I see our role is we're kind of like a sales manager in a company that has outside salespeople. And affiliates are outside salespeople. They're out there promoting a product in exchange for a commission.
You bet.
And we're there saying, hey, here's some marketing collateral materials. Here's some incentives or contests where you can win prizes. Here's a way where you can earn more money if you reach certain performance elements. Here's how we can help you get the message across better for the merchants that you're representing. That's really our role in the scheme of things.
That's great. One of the things that we look at this end is always our role as affiliates, because sometimes it can seem a little confusing. But one of the, really our role as affiliates, as I see it at least, is we're simply what I would call basically the new middleman. We are the people that we're supplying targeted traffic, targeted consumers is probably a better way to put it, to merchants who are looking to sell products.
That's right.
So for us to, once you clear away all the clutter and you realize it's really a simple relationship, and the way you say it, affiliate manager is really the sales manager.
Mm-hmm.
Us as affiliates are the salespeople.
Right, outside salespeople. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, and more specifically, probably even we could look at our websites. We publish information-rich websites, which in turn feature a place where we can place our advertising, and we can work our advertising into our sites, a million different ways,
mm-hmm.
and then we pass that consumer onto the merchant. So
that's right. It's really like I call it the second oldest profession in the world, because I think right after the first one, which we all know about,
yes.
the second profession was kind of like, hey, if you can sell some of these camels for me, I'll give you a cut.
That's right. The barter system.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's shift gears a little bit then. Now that we've kind of laid a little bit of groundwork, let's talk about this relationship between a merchant, Commission Junction calls them an advertiser, and an affiliate. And CJ I actually prefer the term publisher to affiliate, because
mm-hmm.
really, at least in our model, we are publishing information-rich websites.
Yes.
So let's talk about this relationship between a merchant and an affiliate. One of the things that I've noticed is that it's very, very simple to go out and fill out an affiliate application. But a lot of times we don't really realize, especially people new to the industry that are just getting started, that we're actually entering into a business relationship between us, the affiliate, and the merchant who sells the product. Do you have any thoughts and advice on that?
I do. In fact, terminology speaks to this too. The terminology I like the best is marketing partner.
Okay.
Because essentially what you're doing as an affiliate is you're entering into a marketing partnership with a particular merchant. And that comes with a certain set of responsibilities, to my mind. That is, to market the person, to market the company. So the name of the game is traffic, and the name of the game is it's a business. So I think early on, affiliates just felt that all you had to do was put up some links and voila, you're going to make some money. But it's gotten much more sophisticated than that, and that's why I'm really glad that you're teaching people about this. You're creating websites that have content that people are interested in reading about. And to my mind, James, there's only two kinds of websites in the world. There are sites that are about something, that's content, and there are sites that sell something, that's commerce. And so these two types of site, content and commerce, have a marriage. The content providers, which are typically publishers, affiliates, are providing information about things that consumers are looking for.
Yes.
In order to monetize their site, and this is the key part of it, lots and lots of people have spent countless zillions of hours producing content-oriented sites about something that they're passionate about, and, they're about to have a divorce because they're spending so much time on something that's costing money and not bringing anything in. Well, that's the beauty of this. You can create a content site about something that you're passionate about, and you monetize it by placing well-placed advertising links that make sense and are relevant to the content, that send your traffic, people who are interested in your topic, to a place where they can buy products that are about that content. Does that about sum it up?
That about nails it, I would say.
So that's really the responsibility of the affiliate is, how can I make the site interesting? How can I make it something that's going to be ranked high in Google so that consumers who are looking for what my site is about find me? How can I put product placements in a clever way so that the consumer is both interested in the content and is encouraged, persuaded to click through to the product so that I can monetize my site and I can make money from keeping this site alive?
With the on that exact topic, with placement of advertising on a page, it's always a discussion we have here, and I know students, sometimes struggle with this, where best to place the ads, and obviously every industry is a little bit different and depends on the style of ad and the offer that you're promoting and the type of visitor that you have. So there's a lot of variables that come into play. But do you have any words of advice for some rules of thumb as far as content information-rich sites that you like to see, and maybe some ideas behind creating content based on a merchant's product line?
Yeah, I have a couple of comments. First, sort of a generic comment is, if you're wondering where to place ads, you need look no farther than some of the largest e-commerce sites out there. So go to Amazon, go to Barnes & Noble, go to Land's End, and see where are they placing things that people are clicking on. Because these companies spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on Google eye tracking studies to figure out where people's eyes scan across a page and where they're most likely to click. So that's a sort of a general help for you.
Yes.
Specifically, though, what you want to do is in your content, it's proven that text links perform better than banner links.
Absolutely.
I think what performs even better than that is text with a banner. So if you can sprinkle text links that are coded with your ID into the content that you're writing about, a review, an article, an endorsement, a testimonial, these are all ways of having content, some copy written about the product. You sprinkle that in, plus you have a nice, pretty banner picture that shows the product with a text link underneath the banner that says, click here. You've got it made.
Yes.
There's a weird thing about all of us are sort of trained to click the blue underlined text.
That's right.
And it's weird. That's a very old method. That's the first thing we all learned when we jumped onto the internet for the first time is, if it's blue and underlined, it's a link and you can click on it.
That's right.
No matter how sophisticated sites have gotten today, people are trained that way. They also love pictures. So while text links do perform well, pictures are what makes your site interesting.
Yes.
So if the merchant that you want to work with has banners that are ugly or don't have the pictures you want, ask for it. Ask for what you want.
Absolutely.
And put it on your site, and then put a text link right underneath it. And then check your stats. Which one is performing better for you? My guess is people are seeing the banner and clicking on the text.
You bet. The little bit of testing that we've done over the years on actual colors of hyperlink text or of the text, and the reason I say little is because every time we test it, we go back to, I call it "Click on Me Blue." And one of the things that I've noticed with graphics designers, they love to change the color of their text links to match the color of the design.
Right.
And although it looks pretty, I've always noticed that every time we go back to blue, good old "Click on Me Blue," that the increase in click-through rate it's usually dramatic. So I don't even test it anymore. I've just kind of, blue, go with blue.
Go with blue. I know it seems so old-fashioned, but it works. And also the link should say something. Should say take an action. So it needs to say, click here to get 10% off.
That's right.
Click now to buy.
That's right.
So you want to direct your visitor to what you want them to do. Click here to fill out this form.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. One of the things I learned early on is you really want to tell people what to do on your sites, and they will listen. They will, for the most part, they're looking for direction.
They are.
If you imagine somebody's just done a Google search for a certain product, and I always look at the keyword phrase as pretty much a question. So if somebody types in, the keyword phrase, gas barbecue grills, you know he's probably looking for a gas barbecue grill or something
Yes.
very close to it. So let's see if we can answer his question, is the way I always like to look at the content. So if the keyword's the question, our content better be the answer and the solution. So let's just kind of give them some little bit of direction and encourage them along the way, and
exactly.
sales increase nicely, I always find.
Absolutely.
With the
you know what? I wanted to say one more thing about content.
Okay.
We are surprised at how few affiliates actually ask us for content for their site. And virtually every merchant that we work with has reams of content that they would be willing to share. Now, most of the networks don't have a good place for putting this out there so that everybody can just use it.
Right.
And also you have to be a little bit careful about duplicate content
Sure.
when you have affiliates.
Sure.
But the fact of the matter is if you want more product detail about something, just ask the affiliate manager and we will get you probably more articles than you can use. So
great tip.
Yeah, so just ask. Ask for what you want. Gee, I need a paragraph about this product. I would love to have a review. Do you have anything more about how this works? All of those things are something that 9 times out of 10 the merchant already has.
That's great. Yeah, and as affiliates, you know, we're always on the hunt for content.
Right.
I know one of the things that we're starting to look a lot more at these days is even what is content. And you've rattled off a number of things from testimonials to reviews to an article and those types of things. Mm-hmm. Some of the things we're starting to look at in addition to that, and I think that's the staple. Text-based content is always probably going to be the base. But we're now starting to look at, you know, adding a little bit of audio, adding some video, you know, getting some other types of because in essence that is content as well. What do you see any of your merchants starting to move in that direction of making audio available or video to affiliates that we could place on our websites?
I don't see too much of that in the retailer space.
Okay.
Most of our clients are product oriented. They have 5 or 10,000 SKUs of different kinds of products. So we typically don't see them moving towards audio or video. We do see that for marketing type of things. Brian Tracy, who's a famous marketer, is one of our clients, and they're always trying interesting things. So that's a good place to look. And sometimes lead generation sites in financial sector will try something like that.
Okay.
What I do think is on the horizon for product-oriented sites, though, are RSS feeds. And we're about to launch something very cool. Virtually all of our clients offer coupons of some kind.
Yes.
That are available for affiliates to pass on to their visitors. Well, we're just about to go live with something that we're calling Coupons Delivered. And it's an RSS feed that an affiliate can sign up for that will just feed out to them all the coupons that are available to them to use from our merchants.
Okay.
Now, it won't actually have your coded link in the feed, but you can read the feed quickly. You can scan it, see which ones are going to work for your particular site, and then log into your affiliate interface, whether it's CJ or something like that, and then go get the code. That's all. Go get the link or banner that's associated with that code inside the interface and place it.
Okay, so just so I have this straight in my own head and for listeners, RSS feed is, there's a number of different acronyms for it. The one I always remember, it's Real Simple Syndication.
I hadn't heard that, but I like that.
And what it allows, so what you're saying, you have a piece of code that we can place on our websites where you will electronically basically stream, I guess is maybe one way to look at it, a coupon or an offer.
Actually, it's more like you'll click on our site, couponsdelivered.com, to say, yes, I want this feed, and then it'll be sent to you in your email.
All right.
So that you can read the various different coupons that are available and which merchant they're associated with.
Okay.
Then you'll go, oh, there's one I can use. Let's say let's say your site is around is for moms and parenting, and we have a Club Mom offer, or we have a jogging stroller offer. And you go, oh, those two would be great. So then you log into into your CJ interface or the company's, whatever their tracking is,
yep.
And then there will be a coupon there inside where the creatives are that you can grab that has that coupon, and then you cut and paste it into your site.
Awesome. So then
now it would be nice. I mean, obviously we'll move towards an innovation where that code will come in the feed, but right now that's kind of advanced technology.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, you can see where it's all going, huh?
You can see where it's going. Yeah. Exactly. So we think this will help. We also use something called couponfeeder.com, and that is a place where you can go to a website and see the coupons that are available, and also choose them from there. So this is just one more way to be able to get into the hands of affiliates quickly the kinds of coupons that they can pass on to their visitors.
You bet. You bet. A lot of the, especially students of mine who are just getting started, one of the things that they labor over sometimes, and they should, is finally, after they do the research as we've outlined, is finally saying and making a decision on what topic that they're deciding to, spend probably 100 or 200 hours on in order to bring their site up to be a successful site. Mm-hmm. So let's talk a little bit about some of your programs and just maybe some of the successful programs that you represent, and maybe if you have any stories of affiliate success that they could listen in on.
Sure. I think the most successful programs right now have to do with companies that have a large product catalog, and then so basically you can find a particular niche where that catalog suits you.
Okay.
For example, we handle Hanover Brands, and a lot of you will recognize Hanover Brands because they're a cataloger that's been in business since the early 1900s.
Okay.
And they have such brands like the Company Store, which is a high-end linens, bedding and linens company.
Sounds like a great idea for us.
Yeah, and then they also own Domestications, which is their low-end linens and bedding.
Okay.
So basically, let's just look at that, linens and bedding for a second. So you could have a home decor site that was just around bedrooms, for example.
Yes.
So then you would be able to go to, join these programs. And what we have available to affiliates is something called the IPC, which is the Instant Page Creator.
Okay.
And what that allows you to do is go to this very simple interface and say, I'd like to choose only towels, for example, from their database of products.
Okay.
And I want to show 3 products across, no more than 12 to a page, and I want the font color to be red and the background color to be white.
Yes.
And then you hit submit, and then in a second, what comes back is a piece of JavaScript code that you cut and paste and put it on your site, and voila, you have just created product pictures of all of the towels that are available in the Domestications catalog.
Nice.
Right onto your site.
Right.
And when the customer is on your, now of course you're going to frame that with your look and feel. So you'll have your header, you'll have your navigation, and ideally you'll also have your text, which is, I really love all the colors that these towels come in. It's a great price. We always get great service from them, and you say something to your consumer about why you're promoting this. This is really why they're coming to your site instead of going to the site directly.
That's right.
They want your opinion. So then when the consumer clicks on the product of that blue towel, guess where they land? Right on the buy page for the blue towel.
Absolutely, and we know what that does to conversion rate.
Exactly. So now your customer has really only had to make the click to find you, the click to the towel, and now they can buy.
That's right. And when they buy, we get paid a commission.
Right. Now think about how we used to do it in the old days. You might have a site that was around home decor, and you had a banner that said, Domestications, great linens and towels, and that's all it said, and then the banner would take you to the main page.
Yes.
So that's the old way. And if your affiliates are still doing it, quote unquote, the old way, with a generic banner that sends the visitor to the main home page and not what they're looking for directly, you could be losing commissions because the conversion process is going to take too long in the consumer's mind.
You bet, because now they figure they already found the blue towel.
Right.
They're happy with the blue towel, and if they click on the link, and it takes them to the home page of the merchant site, and now they got to go looking for the blue towels.
Now they got to look for towels. Exactly.
That's right. So
exactly. It's very frustrating. They might even just click away.
They more than likely will.
That
looming back button is just, we all know how quickly we hit it.
Oh yeah, exactly. So that's one type of thing that we do very well, and our National Geographic program does well. Now, a lot of people think of National Geographic as the magazine. They have over 2,000 types of travel and educational-oriented products. So they have all sorts of things for kids. If you have a good kids site, they've got great educational type of CDs and games and things like that. They have beautiful exotic clothing from around the world. They have maps, they have books, they have all sorts of things. So,
all types of videos.
Yeah, videos, exactly, on travel, all over the world. So that's very cool, and that program continues to do well with us. We're going into our third year of managing it.
That's great. Actually, I love the National Geographic. I know a number of the airports, anytime I'm out traveling, there's a lot of airports have a National Geographic store. Mm-hmm. So I'm always in there poking around, so I can see how there's big demand for that.
Something unusual, We have quite a few programs in the travel sector. I think travel is probably one of the fastest growing areas of online shopping that's been going on for the last year or two. So we offer one of the ones we have is travelintelligence.com, and this is your site for boutique hotels worldwide.
Okay.
So, a lot of affiliates are in the hotels.com program, which is great because you can get hotels just about anywhere from there. Yep. But if your site is a little more upscale or it's more international oriented, it would be a lot better to be promoting a site that had the really cool boutique hotels that have less than 100 rooms, that are all over the world. So you have to really look for what suits you rather than just saying, everybody's heard of hotels.com.
That's right.
That might not really be suiting your visitors very well.
So off the top of your head, do you have an example of what type of commissions would be paid on a merchant such as that?
Oh, don't ask me that. No, honestly, with 50 programs, I can't keep the payouts in my mind. But on our site at affiliates.partnercentric.com, we have a searchable database there, which no other network has, which allows affiliates to go and search by category, like travel or home decor or clothing.
Yes.
Or they could search by payout. If you don't want to make less than 5% or less than 8% on any program you're in, then you can search the database for that. So that's a really cool way to find the programs that we have that suit you.
That's great. And that was affiliates
with an S.
Okay.
.partnercentric.com.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I can see we're just about running out of time here. Just if I could, just a couple of quick questions, or one more specifically. What do you look for in an affiliate? When obviously you have affiliates approaching you all the time. What would if you could find the model affiliate? What are you looking for?
I like to I really like to interact with and deal with affiliates who consider themselves professional, that they have a business, that they have a business plan, that they are actively learning and working on ways of improving their traffic and ways in which are going to promote and highlight the merchants that we offer. So there's a lot of affiliates out there that basically just don't take the time that it takes to learn how to do this business. They throw up a site, throw up a few links, and then whine about not making any money.
Yep.
So I'm sure you've
met those guys.
You've met those guys. So find a niche that you can be successful in, and there's two kinds of niches. The niches that are about the products themselves, so, whether it's clothing or outdoor or home and garden or kids or parenting, whatever, you can find a niche like that and develop it and then find products to match. or you can become good at a certain kind of affiliate marketing. You can excel in search engine optimization, which is basically what you teach,
yes.
which is probably the most solid way to get traffic.
Yes.
Or if you're just, if you like to drive yourself crazy, you can learn how to do paid search. And,
well put.
You can become a Google expert and do search arbitrage, where you're hoping that the money you invest in paid search is going to be less than the amount of money that you're making on commissions.
You mean the grass isn't greener on the other side?
Right. It's a tricky kind of state to be in, but those affiliates are quite successful.
Yes.
Those who are good at it.
Absolutely.
You can focus on having a mall, for example. Now, malls have to be done very special. It needs to be something different. So why is your mall different? Maybe it's a lot of different vendors who all offer discounts. There's a lot of different coupon and deal sites out there. They do very well because they tend to create community. So if you can create a community of visitors who love going to your site because your content is fresh, it's always new, you've always got something to say, then you can start building your traffic.
Yes.
So you've got to pick what really suits you the best. And from my perspective, having a really strong site about something, not about a bunch of things, about something,
yes.
One thing that you can really build deeply on, you're going to have the benefit of being ranked higher in Google. You're going to have the benefit of people finding what they want there and returning to your site. Of course, you build your list so that you can communicate with them regularly.
Yep.
And you're going to be very valuable to the merchant, which means if you're valuable and you're delivering high-quality traffic for what the site is about, what can you do? You can ask for VIP payouts. Once you've proven yourself, you can say, hey, I'm sending you guys a lot of traffic. I'm making good money with you. How about instead of 10%, I get 12%?
Yes. Most
of the time, we can say yes to something like that. So that's really my ideal affiliate, is one who considers themselves a partner of ours. They're working with us. They want good content. They're willing to ask for what they want. They're willing to put us in a better position. They're willing to communicate their needs. And when we send out a promotion, they act on it and they do something with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think one of the things, you really hit a lot of my hot buttons there when you talk about paid search versus natural search. And there's lots of guys, as you say, they do really well with paid search. I think, especially when it comes to people that are just getting started, one of the things that some may not realize is that natural search, or the way I teach the business, it's not that I'm anti-paid search. I think there's always a place for that. But I'm a big natural search guy, and I actually look at the paid search end of the business as a different type of business.
Mm-hmm.
It has different issues. It has different problems. Just like there's different challenges, and but it's different. It's not the same. So a lot of times, especially when a new person's getting going, they figure, well, I'll do a little bit of natural. I'll do a little bit of paid search. I'll get an email list going, and essentially, what I like to see is somebody that focuses in on a website, builds himself a foundation, a very information-rich website, because all that other stuff can come later.
Mm-hmm.
Music to my ears.
Absolutely, and I think that the statistics kind of bear out that the click ratio on natural search is a little higher than paid search, particularly the AdWords that are on the side, I don't think perform as well as a high organic ranking.
No, I've actually heard that it's as high as 7 to 1. So if you've got a number one listing in paid search, say with Google AdWords, compared to a number one listing on the left-hand column, which is the natural search listings, you'll actually get 7 times more clicks.
You probably get more clicks if you're in the 3rd or 4th organic position.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, organic's always, to me, it's a very worthy goal to get to the top of the list.
And here's the thing about paid search affiliates, too. It takes a certain kind of personality. The kind of person that enjoys playing the stock market on an active daily basis would probably enjoy paid search.
Yeah, absolutely.
The person who wants to build a business over time and work at it a little bit every day to create something solid, like buying a corner grocery store in your neighborhood and learning all your neighbors and what they like, then that's the kind of model that, to my mind, is very long-lasting. It's not so volatile.
Absolutely, and it gives you the ability, and I can speak from a lot of experience on this. If you want to all of a sudden take 2 weeks off and head to Maui, you don't need to be brooding over your paid search results if you've developed a natural search business.
That's right, and if you follow James's techniques, you'll be taking those trips to Maui a lot, from what I understand.
Yes, travel is good. Travel is always good. So I think this has been really good. I think I really appreciate all your input. I think you've really provided a lot of valuable information and insight for listeners. I know I've picked up quite a few things from you myself, so it's been really good to spend this time. Do you have any parting words of wisdom you'd like to share? Anything?
Keep learning. I hear affiliates say, oh, I can't really afford to do this seminar or that. I can't afford to go to Affiliate Summit. I think you can't afford not to.
Yes.
Particularly something like Affiliate Summit, which is held twice a year, once in the East, once in the West, where not only do you learn a tremendous amount of things, but you make face-to-face deals.
Absolutely.
You can walk right up to a merchant and say, I have a site all about this, and I'd love to, sell more of your products, but, my emails aren't getting answered, or I really don't know if the commission structure works for me. You can sit down and hammer out a deal.
You bet.
And then the next minute you can walk into a session where you're learning advanced data feed techniques, which is going to enhance your ability to convert, probably 100% over where you're converting.
Absolutely.
So you can't afford not to. Not to mention it's completely tax deductible. When you're an affiliate, you're in business for yourself, and when you travel to something like that, that's completely tax deductible. So it really helps you in the end as well. So learn, learn, learn.
Great parting words of wisdom.
And come and see us at Affiliate Summit. We'll have a booth there, and we would love to get to know affiliates in person and form those relationships and really get you what you want with the merchants that we manage. I know that we have something that fits just about every kind of niche, and if we don't, drop us a line and say, gee, I wish you had this kind of merchant, and we'll go find one for you.
Awesome. Well, that's great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Linda.
Thank you. Good luck to everyone. Good luck to you, James, and I'm sure I'll be seeing you in Orlando.
Absolutely. We'll see you there.
All right, thanks.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
To learn more about James Martell, the School of Internet Marketing, and how you or someone on your staff can quickly and easily learn how to develop a successful online presence for your personal or corporate brand, visit theschoolofinternetmarketing.com. That's www.theschoolofinternetmarketing.com.